I think we might have a special guest for our video.
Hey, it's happening.
Hi! How are you?
Good. How are you, Sarah?
I'm great. I was not expecting this, so I'm caught a little bit off guard.
Well, I wasn't either, but here we are.
Yes. Yes.
So let me ask you something. So I went through the person that says I'm INFJ too, which I think is how we first connected, or you commented on something I did, or I commented on something you did. I forget, way back.
Yeah.
So Thursday. So today's Thursday. Thursday is my extrovert day. Even though I'm super introverted, Thursday is where I just put on my extrovert hat, and all day long I'm doing interviews and podcasts and hangouts and IG lives, and I just find it easier. And I don't know enough about INFJ, but maybe this is actually really helpful, or maybe just I'm super weird. But I like knowing that just one day a week I get to do all of my interviews and just carry the energy. I actually gain more energy over the day by being just in that mode, and I don't have to worry about writing my next book or making videos or anything else. Do you find that is like, one, are you the same way in that you like having different things on different days? And two, is that like an INFJ thing, or is that just Evan Carmichael is a weird duck?
No, I think it's definitely an INFJ thing, because it takes us a lot of energy to be able to put ourselves out there and to connect with other people. So scheduling it all in one day definitely helps a lot. And I need to be a lot more intentional with that for sure. I usually do a lot of it on Thursday too, because I have a couple of things in the evening that I already have scheduled. So I'm like, all right, let's just get that out of the way. And plus it takes us so much time to recharge that it's like, why not do it all at once and then have the whole rest of the week to recover from it? And I also like knowing what's coming, right? So I can be prepared for it. I like that routine too.
So Maxi CC wrote, "I bet you're tired after your extrovert day." Here's the thing. So for me, it's just kicking it off. That's the only thing that really is the hard part, right? So I just finished doing I have a YouTube course, and I just finished going live in that group. And leading up to that, I'm nervous and worried, and like, who's gonna show up and what questions they're gonna ask. But after the end, you're like, that was amazing. Right? And so then I see Sarah go live, like, I want to join in. Let's go live together, Sarah. Right? And like I actually gain more energy. So by the end of the day, I'm probably gonna crash, but come like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whoever I'm talking to, I'm actually bringing the whole energy I'm bringing Sarah's energy all the way forward to the end of the day. But it's just getting started that I find really difficult. So that's why I have one whole day for it, because if I did bits of it every day, then I'd have the challenge of getting started every day, as opposed to just starting once a week, and then I have that whole day to carry the energy forward.
Yeah, I used to have the same thing. In fact, I used to tell people that I hate people. Like, I don't like being around people because it's just so draining and it's so much. But once I started my podcast and I started doing a lot of interviews earlier this year with INFJs and other people who are intuitive, and it was the same thing. When I was getting ready to do an interview, I'm like, oh, what am I doing? I don't want to do this. This is really hard. And I would have to force myself to actually do it. But during the conversation, I could feel my energy level rising. And by the end of the conversation, I'm the same with you. I'm like, yes, that was so awesome. Let's go do another one, because it was so cool. It's the connection that we're looking for, and connecting on things that we're passionate about, and talking to people who care about what we're talking about. It's those deep conversations that we really want. It's not that we hate people. It's that we hate shallow conversations.
Yeah.
We want something that's deep and meaningful.
Yeah. In my language, it'd be like serve, right? You're built to serve. You want to know that the work you're doing matters and is serving other people. 1,000%. Like, if you woke up and felt like the work that you did matters, I think that's such a great gift. And you're willing to, you love actually talking to people, knowing that you're helping them. We want to help others, but we're afraid of others and their judgments and, opinions and everything. And so, like, that's the constant battle. I'm with you. I was on an airplane late last year. I was speaking at an event in Puerto Rico, and and I was on an airplane, and I hate talking to the guy next to me in the airplane, right? Like, hate it. I never do it. I remember everything about this guy, that he woke up at 2 a.m. to catch a flight to get here, and he likes his coffee decaf with 1 sugar and 1 cream and all this stuff. But he's trying to make small talk, and it's like, I'm just trying to not be rude, right? It's like,
Yeah.
just let me do my thing. I hate talking about the weather or the cushiony airplane or like whatever. But then when I landed in Puerto Rico, I found out that he was at the same event that I was speaking at. He was, and then I saw him the next day, and then we started talking about his business and how I can help him. And then it was an instant click, because if you know that you can help them, you can serve them, it shifts the whole conversation, because now there's a lot of depth and meaning, much more than just, hey, so why are you going to Puerto Rico, and just trying to make small talk.
Yeah. Yeah. So can I ask you, I haven't done a lot of live events, but that's like the next thing that I want to do. In fact, I was scheduling some right before we got quarantined, which was terrible timing. But it's terrifying for me to talk in front of people, especially in person. And I'm hoping it's going to be a significant amount of people, right? At least, a few to begin with. I used to have a job where I had to speak in front of like 25 people, but it was kind of a rehearsed thing, so I knew what to say every single week.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? I'm assuming it's a lot more draining than just being live on video. So how do you deal with that?
So I don't know that I call it draining. It's definitely a lot more stressful. And again, maybe you're the you're the INFJ like master. So I just can speak from my experience. But last year I was in Arizona speaking at an event, and Dean Graziosi and Brendan Burchard put on this event every year. They had a couple thousand people. It was, Eric Thomas and them and me. I was like, Eric Thomas and I were the only external speakers kind of brought in to speak. A couple thousand people, and 10 minutes before going on stage is a super lonely time. Like if you're at a backstage at a big event, nobody talks to the speaker before they're about to go on, because they don't want, it's just like, leave them in their zone. So
right.
I decided I was going to go up with no slides, just because, right? So now I got to speak for an hour with no slides. So there's nothing even to save me. It's like, oh, right, yeah, I'm talking about that thing, right? And I forgot what I was going to start with. So I was backstage kind of pacing, practicing, just trying to remember what I was going to do. And I forgot how I was going to open up my speech. And I just had this now mental image in my head of me going up and bombing and failing and disappointing everybody. And it's all my fault. And holy cow, this sucks. And I haven't had an anxiety attack like that in a long time to that degree. I'm always worried about disappointing people, but not where it's like crippling and I forget. And it's still service that saved me. So I peeked out of the curtain and I looked at the audience and I said, I'm here for them. Like, I'm not here for me. This isn't even about me. I have information that can help those people that Brendan doesn't know, and Dean doesn't know, and Eric Thomas doesn't know. I have knowledge that can help those people stop being selfish and get out there and help them. And that calmed me down. Maybe for others it just adds more pressure, but for me it's like, oh, it's about serving people, and I have knowledge that can help. That is the thing that calm me down, made me remember what I was going to do when I got on stage, and then went off, and they ended up giving me extra time on stage because it was going so well, which is great. My favorite part of those things, though, isn't even the stage work. It's the afterwards. And this seems so weird for an INFJ, or maybe it's normal. I don't know. I stay in the hallway for 5 or 6 hours after the event. Like for me, the joy isn't the speech. It's the one-on-ones afterwards. And I'll stay until the whole thing is done. I'll go home back to my hotel and like die afterwards. But I'm so in the zone of helping people that I'll forget to eat and forget to go to the bathroom and not notice that I'm running a fever, because I'm just in the zone of helping people so much. And I love the speaking, not for the speaking. I love the speaking as the setup to have people come and ask me questions after so I can help them. Yeah, so that's what I do. Yeah,
I love helping people too. And my biggest fear as well is disappointing people. every time I think about my podcast or the courses that I'm doing, or, you know, just being on Instagram, it's like, okay, I don't want to disappoint anybody. And every time I get terrified, I go back to that too. I'm here to help people. And if I can just help one person, then that's all that matters. That's why I started my Instagram account. I thought if I could just help one person, and I never expected there to be 50,000 people on my Instagram account ever.
We're just starting. It's just starting, Sarah. It's happening.
I did, because I just started it like a year and a half ago. So yeah, I'm definitely a lot newer at this than you are. You've been doing this for a long time.
YouTube, yes. Instagram, I'm a little bit newer. I went hardcore on Instagram maybe 2 years ago. YouTube, 11 years I've had my main channel for. So yeah, it's pretty wild and crazy. So here's the thing though, like if you're afraid of disappointing people, but you also want to serve, that's where most people get held back. Because serving involves other people. You can't serve without helping other people, but if you're afraid of disappointing them, then it's like having your foot on the gas and the brake at the same time. Like, you know you're capable of more, you know you want to do this thing, but you're so afraid that you don't go anywhere and you're just spinning your wheels. And so that reminder to myself, at least, is like, this is service, this is to help somebody. My intention is good. They may not get it, it may not work. I may, you know, you may start a podcast and it sucks, and you may go live and make a mistake, but the intention is good. And as long as the intention is positive, the intention to serve, almost always, that's what ends up happening.
Yeah. So I want to ask you a really big question, because I know you probably don't have a lot of time. So many people ask me, how do you find your purpose? So I'm going to ask you that. How do you find your purpose?
So your purpose comes from your pain, right? This is why I wrote Built to Serve, right? I mean, because I got asked that question so many times, and it's not that difficult. It doesn't require years of meditation or journaling or anything else. You just have to think about, what is the most painful moment for you as a human? And not like I broke my arm or something, not physical pain, but emotional pain. When you felt the lowest of the low, you felt worthless, you felt like you have no point in life. And you've grown from that. You've come out of that. You're not where you want to be yet, because we're constantly growing, but you're way better than you used to be. Whether that was 6 months ago, or a year ago, 5 years ago. There's lots of people who currently are who you used to be. And your purpose is to go help them. And you represent help to them. And people will default to thinking, well, I'm no Tony Robbins, or I'm no Brendan Burchard, or whoever. Soon they're going to say, I'm no Sarah Kuhn, but you can help, right? Like, you can help the person who you used to be. If you think back to that person who you used to be 5 years ago, you can help that person in a way that Evan Carmichael or Tony Robbins or whoever can't. And so it's just understanding that there's lots of people who currently are like that. Serving others is hardwired into us. It makes you feel good. We all know it. They've done functional MRIs on people's brains and found that serving others hits the same part of the brain as having food and having sex, which are also important as humans. And so it's like, it's hardwired into you to serve and to help. But there's a difference between just serving, like buying the coffee of the person behind you in line, or holding the door for somebody. These little moments, these acts of service, good deeds, versus a deep fulfillment of helping other people go through the thing that you went through. So I love helping entrepreneurs because I struggled so much as an entrepreneur. You know, I quit on my first business partner for a day. I came back the next day, but that was like the lowest moment in my life. And so I want to make it easier for other entrepreneurs not to struggle and suffer as much as I did. I want to make it easier for introverts to step up. Like, how does an introvert get on stage and talk to 2,000 people and have a YouTube channel with 300 million views and all that? Well, I don't know. Like, I'm figuring it out. I mean, I've done it, and I want to get even bigger. And just sharing that can be an inspiration, hopefully, to other introverts as well. So the pain that you went through can either define you from a negative and you stay lost and trapped, or can define you in a positive and say, hey, this is my chance to serve and give back and help everybody else who's currently suffering with this same thing. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. That's That's exactly how I found my purpose too. That's why I started my channel, is because I was lost as far as what my personality type was and learning about it. And I thought, hey, if this information can help somebody else, then yeah, I need to put it out there. I need to do that. And I was one of those people who thought I didn't want to help other people. I read that about our personality and I was like, that's not really me. I'm more of a stay in the, behind the scenes type of person. But then once I started helping people, then I really found a passion for it. And I realized that's what I want to do. And I want to do more of it and more of it and more of it. And pushing myself past all of those fears and insecurities is difficult, but then you go back to your why, and yeah, it's worth it.
I love it. Look what's happened. She's at 50,000. She's growing. Just got the lives. It's great. I love it. Anyway, I saw you go live, and like, this is awesome. I wanna hop in and just spread some love, and thank you for the conversation. And I'm so pumped to see you continue to grow where you've come from in such a quick amount of time, and I'm so pumped to see where you take it in the next year and a half.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you so much for all the inspiration. I love your book. I'm telling everybody about it. Yeah, thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Amazing. Thank you, Sarah.
Bye.
Bye.